Yo, what's good? Welcome back. Another episode, Home Team Hype. Just want to thank y'all for joining me and being here today. Just want to recap a few things that took place this past weekend. The main thing being that NBA All-Star Weekend. Um, I normally get excited for NBA All-Star Weekend because it's usually the halfway point in the season. We kind of know which teams are bubbling to the top of the conference and has a chance basically to make the NBA playoffs matchups. It just gets you going knowing that okay, NBA season is already we're about to get into the nitty gritty as far as playoffs and all of that concern. And it's the end of the NFL season. So it's a great way usually to kick off the second half of the NBA season and get fans like myself excited about what's to come. Um, I didn't really have high expectations this year. One of the main things I like to see is like the 3-point contest, skills competitions and games, as well as the dunk contest, and the All Star game Sunday to cap off the whole event. This year it took place in Los Angeles, so a lot of stars to be on site, especially in LA. You already know how it's gonna go in LA when the NBA All Stars arriving. So yeah, just to kind of get into, they kick it off Friday with the Rising Stars game, which is a time and an opportunity for the rookies and the sophomores to showcase their skills and a glimpse of the future, some of the future stars and what's to come, who's coming into the league to make a name for themselves. It gives those young bulls an opportunity to show up and show out. And that's pretty much what we had. The format was different. They had three teams, Team Carmelo, Team McGrady, and Team Vince. And it came down to the last game, which was really exciting, with Team Vince being the team pretty much to pull it off. Team Vince, they had a draft, so you were able to see them pick their teams. I think Carmelo had the first pick, and I was kind of excited to see, his first pick for the Rising Stars game was Cooper Flag, who unfortunately, was unable to play due to a foot sprain. He was on site, but he wasn't able to contribute to the game. So I would have liked to see, how things would have turned out if Team Vince really would have won if Cooper Flag would have had a chance to play into this Rising Stars. But shout out to Vince, man. Vince Sanity. Man, if he could resuscitate this dunk contest, we would gladly appreciate it, Vince. But shout out to you. His MVP who showed out in that game was VJ Edgecombe, up and coming prospect. He showcased early on in the season that Philly, they got one. They definitely got one. They got them a good pick in VJ Edgecombe, great wing, scorer, slasher, very athletic type of player. And he showed out, man. Shout out to VJ Edgecombe getting that MVP, that Rising Stars game challenge. He defeated Team Mello in a 25-24, a thrilling final game to cap off that Friday night. Friday night they have the celebrity game and the Rising Stars challenge. So VJ Edgecombe was able to out Mello team by 1 point. And that's kind of the story of the weekend as far as being competitive. A lot of them want to showcase their skills. It's basically like a practice run. The Stars really wasn't giving it any effort in the past few years. But that was kind of, good to see a competitive game, especially with the young, sophomores and rookies coming out and wanting to showcase their skills. So that was pretty much the Friday night game. I enjoyed Rising Stars game. VJ Edgecombe coming out with the MVP. It was a good look for the NBA as a whole. And that brought us to basically like the one of the highlights of the weekend is usually just Saturday because you have so many competitions and other challenges and skills being displayed, from the 3-point contest, the skills challenge, which they chose not to do this year. They had a shooting stars instead of the skills challenge. So it was shooting stars, 3-point contest, and the dunk contest to close out the Saturday night event. And to get into that first one, the Shooting Stars, it was basically they had a team, three different teams, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see, yeah, they had Team All Star. There was Team Cameron and Team Harper, which had two current players and one retired player. Team All Star was Toronto Raptors guard forward Scotty Barnes, Oklahoma City Thunder forward center Chet Holmgren, and they had let's see, they were also joined by the three-time NBA All-Star Richard Hamilton. So he was on the team with Scotty Barnes, Chet Holmgren, and it was good to see Rip out there, Detroit champion, Rip Hamilton, headband braid himself, Mister Run around screens all day. Don't stop moving, Rip. So he was on that team. Team Cameron included three Duke University alums from it was Jalen Johnson, Con Knipple, and Corey Maggette. They were on that team. And it was nice to see Corey Maggette out there. You know what I'm saying? Him and Darius Miles, what they did for the league will never be forgotten. If you know, you know. If you don't, then look it up. Do your homework. But they were the second team, and the final team was Team Harper. They had five-time NBA champion Ron Harper Sr. paired up with his sons, the San Antonio guard Dylan Harper and the Boston forward guard Ron Harper Jr. To have two boys in the league, shout out Ron, man. You doing what you're supposed to. Your sons are holding up the name and the legacy. Will they be five-time NBA champions? Time will tell. That's hard to do. Five times with MJ, that's hard to do. That's hard to do. But it was good to see them compete, bring some of the old vets, and not to mention the other team. The final team was actually it was four teams. It was they had what was it? Jalen Brunson, Carl Anthony Townsend, and Allen Houston. So it was good to see those old vets back on the court and competing. And they were actually the winner of the Shooting Stars, Jalen Brunson, Carl Anthony Townsend, and Allen Houston. And their passer was Rick Brunson. So Brunson was out there feeding the pill to them. They started with the layups, then the 2 points, 3 pointers, and half court shot to end it. It came down to it was pretty close, pretty competitive, exciting. I don't know if I would prefer the skills challenge over the Shooting Stars. The Shooting Stars, I think this is their second year doing that. The skills challenge, I would say fans are excited to see the pros shoot the basketball. So I much prefer the Shooting Stars over the skills challenge. If I had to choose which one to replace, I'd probably keep the Shooting Stars over the skills challenge. Because I mean the skills isn't really, they're doing bounce passes, chest passes, dribbling between cones. How much skill does it take to really display that? I really think if they're gonna do the skills challenge, they probably should change it up and make it more like maybe a game of horse or something like that would be more exciting than the overall skills challenge. But I would definitely pick the Shooting Stars over that as far as the winners, and these are the winners right here. Like Carl Anthony was letting it go, Allen Houston as well as Jalen Brunson. So it was good to see them on the court, and New York represented. Spike Lee was going crazy. Spike was going crazy. Spike, you got to calm down. Spike, you have to calm down. We all know, the world knows you're a New York Knicks fan through and through, but you bleed blue and orange. But you got to calm down, Spike. I'm worried for your health, man. You can be excited, but you're going a little crazy out there on the court. And I know you can't help it. That's just in you, man. You Knicks through and through. It's always good to see, fans and celebrities turn into their fandom for their teams and their support. But yeah, that was the Shooting Stars competition for the Saturday. And from there, we went to the 3 point contest, which was exciting. The 3 point contest was exciting. I always look forward to it. To be honest, I really feel like Saturday night should be capped with the 3 point contest. Adam Silver, you got to move things around. The dunk contest has been very disappointing. We're going to get into that here shortly. But I feel like to cap off Saturday night, it would be best to change the slate and make probably the dunk contest first. and then the shooting stars, or where's that in between the shooting stars and the 3-point contest. We have to change that format unless the dunk contest gets better. It never really lives up to the hype. The past 5, 6 years, I would say, it's trending downward. And we're going to get into that here shortly. But the 3-point contest contestants, the players involved in that, you had Devin Booker, Colin Knipple, Damian Lillard, Tyrese Maxey, Donovan Mitchell, Jamal Murray, Bobby Portis, and Norman Powell. So it came down to the final two players in that, which was the final two players in that. Dame actually came out with the win. Shout out to Dame, 3-point contest champion in this year's 2026 NBA All-Star. Dame Best Booker and Con Knipple. Dame had 29 points to edge Devin Booker's 27 after advancing out of the 8 players in the field. So he was able to edge out Devin Booker. Those were your 2 finalists for the 3-point contest. The crazy thing is like we haven't seen Dame play all season. As you know, he's nursing the injury from last year, so he hasn't touched the court in the NBA game this season. But he did come off the couch, off the bench, or out the gym, I would say, to put up them threes, as you know he does best. Like, that's what Dame do. Check the time. You know what time it is. That's what Dame does. But to see him not play an NBA game all season and come back and remind y'all, like, hey, whether I'm playing right now or I'm rehabbing, I'm still him. I'm still that guy. Don't forget, I'm back in Portland. I'm back in home. I went to Milwaukee Bucks chasing the ring. It didn't really pan out like I thought it would. Happy to be back home in Portland, shooting up them threes. What can you say? He edged out Devin Booker, who Booker is a sniper as well. Book looked good shooting the threes. He got a nice set shot. But to see Dame come out with that 29-point edge to remain champion and defend his throne as a 3-point contest winner, I think it was a very good look for him, a very good look for the league. Probably one of the most exciting events on that Saturday that took place. Because if I have to talk about it, which I am, another disappointment. The dunk contest disappoints again. Like, how many times, what is it going to take for us to fix this? Not us, but the NBA to fix this. I'm saying us as a fan because that's how invested we are. We always want to know what took place in the dunk contest. How many times can you really reinvent, doing dunks? But the crazy thing is, if you're on YouTube, if you're on any social media, you see dunks that you've never seen before the past 4 years online on YouTube, social media, that hasn't been attempted in the NBA dunk contest. And that used to be the standard, like the high. But now you got dunk shows that's like blowing the NBA dunk contest out the water. So it's like the holy grail used to be the NBA, from Vince, seeing from Jordan to Dominique to Nate Robinson to Dwight Howard to Gordon and Levine. Like, you can go back my childhood just watching Jason Richardson, just from Gerald Green, like just NBA players and the stars used to participate and show out in the dunk contest. Now you have a roster of guys you don't know, who don't really play any games, who are in the forefront to cap off Saturday night. Saturday night is about the stars. How do you have players who are not stars in the league capping off Saturday night? If you're a no name, you need to go out there and make a name. Where was Matt McClung? Seeing Matt, the white boy should have saved us. Where's Matt McClung, man? He would have showed out at least and gave it more exciting. In the past few years, he's been back-to-back dunk champion, and he didn't even defend his throne. I hear is because NBA players were saying that they won't participate if Matt McClung is in the dunk contest. So if Matt McClung is not in the dunk contest, the ones who were listening to be in the dunk contest wouldn't have participated. Are you scared? If you're scared, go to church. You know how it is. If you're scared, stay on the sidewalk. You don't want to dance on that hardwood because you're scared. What are you doing? Don't enlist. Don't sign up. You lack confidence. You can't dunk the ball, but you in the NBA? Come on, man. What's really going on? We got to talk about it, and that's what we're about to do. Like the dunk contest, Carter Bryant from the Spurs. You got Jackson Hayes from the Lakers, Kashad Johnson, and Jace Richardson, which is the son of Josh Richardson. Um, but those are only four players, and it was very disappointing, like so disappointing. Like the team need to be like this. This is a picture. Resuscitate the dunk contest. The best dunk of the night wasn't even a dunk. The most excitement, I would say, because it was crazy. It happened, but like, come on, man. What's up with the dunk contest? Let me just you think I'm lying. Let me just show you real quick. Y'all think I'm lying. I'm gonna show you. You see that? That's a prime example of how the dunk contest fell flat on his face or on his back, I should say. Shout out James Richardson, but man, come on, bro. This is what we watching on Saturday night to cap off what was had all the momentum of being a good All-Star weekend up until this point. Need I say more? I'm just saying it has to be. We got to do something about that. The winner of the dunk contest ended up being Kashad Johnson. Shout out to you for winning. He actually won by default. Carter Bryant had it in the bag, failed to make a dunk on his last final dunk of round two in the finals. He had, I think, two or three failed attempts. They give you three failed attempts. He had two, so he just had to make a dunk in order to get a score. But he needed like a 45, I think, and he fell short of that. So Kashad Johnson won by default, in my opinion. He danced more than he dunked. If you watched it, you know. If you know, you know, as I should say. But shout out to you, man. The dunk contest. I'm at this point where they should scrap it. That's how I feel. Or the NBA should find those guys online, let them be a I would assign each dunker once you have finalized the participants that are going to be in the dunk contest. Find some of these guys on these dunk shows, pay them, assign them one to each player, and help them come up with something. Because some of these Jackson Hayes, come on, bro. You just ran to the basket and dunked. There was no flair on it. It was a basic in-game dunk. Like, he should have got a 0. A 1-1 across the board. Like, come on, man, Jackson Hayes. You was doing all that talking about, I got something in store, and you in LA, you represent the purple and gold, and that's what you do. Y'all should be disappointed in that guy. He's 7 foot. So what? Dwight Howard was out there doing Superman dunks and being creative. You got guys like it's a way you can showcase your height, hopping your vertical, something like rather than just run full speed to the basket and dunk. That was disappointing, man. Man, McClung, man, don't listen to them. You should have saved us. Saturday night was a disappointment. It was a black eye. It kind of let down the whole night, in my opinion. That's why the 3-point contest should definitely be the last event going forward. But enough about that tragedy and travesty when it comes to that. Sunday redeemed. Sunday was redemption. And the reason I say that with this new format, it was I enjoyed it. The world versus the USA. I was wondering how they were going to do it, but they basically divided the players into separate teams. Here's a roster how it broke down. They had stars, stripes in the world. The stars included Scotty Barnes, Devin Booker, Cade Cunningham, Jalen Durham, Anthony Edwards, Chet Holmgren, Jalen Johnson, and Tyrese Maxey. The stripes included Jalen Brown, Jalen Brunson, Steph Curry, who was injured, so he didn't participate, Kevin Durant, De'Aaron Fox, Brandon Ingram, LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard, and Donovan Mitchell. The world included Giannis, who was injured, Danny Luca, Shea, Jokic, Jamal Murray, Norman Powell, Alfred Sengun, Pascal Siakam, Carl Anthony Townsend, and Victor Wembanyama. So that was the rosters for the breakdown. They had the first game included the World against the Stars. The Stars end up pulling it off on a game time winner, clutch shot by Scotty Barnes to beat the World. And Victor came out and set the tone from the jump. Victor Wembanyama came out and set the tone from the jump. He first, I think first possession, he got a block, ran down and dunked the ball. It's like, hey, I'm not here to play. I'm here to represent the world, and we here to win it. And they fought hard. They set the whole tune. They set the whole tone for the evening. I was excited because you saw defense, you saw players being competitive. It wasn't just run and dunk highlights. They were actually defending, stealing the ball, fouling. You know, how many times have you seen fouls in the All-Star game when it's time to win? So I do believe they got this format right. I believe this saved the weekend because Saturday dunk contest was such a black eye, but everything else overall was good. Um, the World lost the first game, and then the Stripes end up beating the Stars the second game. That boy Kawhi Leonard reminded y'all, if I'm healthy, I'm a problem on defense and offense. I believe if the Stripes would have won the last game, which I'll get into here, he definitely would have been the MVP. LA homegrown boy out there doing work, putting in work. He showed out. The Stripes beat the Stars the first game in a clutch win. It was actually a shot by, I want to say no, actually, so it was the Stripes versus the World. They beat the World. De'Aaron Fox hit a game winner three to basically put them over the edge, over the World. So the World was the first team that get knocked out in this competition. USA got something to say. I would have liked to see the World have Giannis and Shea. I believe Giannis and Shea, you know how hard Giannis played. I believe if Giannis and Shea would have been on the World, they might have made it to the finals because they lost by game winners. And Wemby had a chance at the end to make it to the final, but he missed the three. But he competed hard. I would have loved to see him with Giannis and Shea on the court together. That World team was crazy. Like, I didn't know Cat was representing was it Dominican Republic or Puerto Rico? One I think it was DR. Um, but yeah, the World team, a slew of talent, overall great performance. So it was the final game ended up being the Stripes, as you would say, the vets against the young bulls. And they pulled it off, man. They end up winning the whole thing. It was exciting to see. Young Bulls, you had Booker, Cade Cunningham, Jalen Johnson, Durham, Chet, Tyrese Maxey, and Ant Edwards, and end up getting the MVP for that game. Ant went out, set the tone. As you know, Ant gonna talk it and walk it, man. You gotta put respect on Ant. Ant gonna talk it and walk it. And that's one thing I love about that young boy. He gonna talk it and walk it and back it up. They end up beating the old vets. They actually blew them out. They jumped on them early. You could tell that they got kind of cold after beating the World. But the World team, Kawhi went off. I think he had like 31 points in that quarter. Just in the quarter, Kawhi went like 6 for 6. He had like 3 tray balls, 2 step backs, had a steal, a dunk. Kawhi was doing it all, putting in work, but they did get cold in that second game against the Stars and end up being defeated. But overall, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. The worst thing of that weekend was definitely the dunk contest. So if I had to give it a grade as far as All-Star weekend, I would give it a solid B. I won't say B minus, but I'll give it a B. I think the dunk contest drops it a grade off the rip because how disappointing that was. Um, Hopefully they can fix that. Adam Silver, like I said, get some guys who are known, won some of these dunk contests online, on YouTube, and doing all of that to have some way that they can get with the contenders or contestants and help them come up with some creative dunks or just make the show exciting. Um, that's what I would do if I had the opportunity. What would y'all think? I'd like to hear it. Please leave some comments. Make sure you like, subscribe to the channel. That's all we have today. Just wanted to kind of recap some of these all-star games and go over kind of what took place. Want to know your opinion. Thank you for tuning in and supporting the show. Home Team Hype, as you know, we'll be here recapping the second half of the season. We got a big fight coming up at the end of this month with Ryan Garcia and what's my guy's name? Mario Barrios. So I'm looking forward to that. We will do some more prop bets and all of that to take place. So stay tuned, like, subscribe, support the channel. Home Team Hype, one half leeway. I'm out. Deuce.